Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Perfect Pitch Radio with your host, Nicole Rodriguez.
Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Welcome to Perfect Pitch. I'm your host, Nicole Rodriguez, also the CEO and founder of NRPR Group. For those of you who are just joining us for the first time, I always like to tell everyone Perfect Pitch was created to help PR and marketing pros really step up their game when it comes to best practices. Twice a month, I will bring on an awesome guest to have them share their insights, tips and tricks, especially tips about how to pitch responsibly and think more creatively for the brands that they're working with. Oftentimes, I will have either a member of the media or a great agency owner on to talk about their journey into their professional world and how they got there, and then obviously jump right into all of the key learnings that we can sort of take away from the episode. So today, I'm very excited to have Virginia Scripps, who is the CEO of Press Kitchen, on with us today. She is here, born and raised in Boulder, Colorado, which is awesome, and she's worked as a professional writer in entertainment and advertising since she was 19. So Virginia, we're going to have to hear all about that. Right now, obviously, she's not 19, and she is not working at an entertainment or advertising agency. I'm going to let you guys hear from Virginia a little bit about her background and her journey and how she got to be the CEO of Press Kitchen. So welcome, Virginia. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's good to be on your show.
Awesome. So, Virginia, let us know. So this is pretty interesting. You got into the work world at the age of 19, which I think is fascinating. I think more teenagers need to jump into professionalism way earlier. I think it'll help overall. But talk to us about your journey and how you got to where you're at now.
Okay. I guess my first real, rewarding career experience was when I was in college, and pretty early on when I got to college, I was just too impatient with just going to class and kind of just needed to do something else and be involved with something else. And so I got very involved with the school newspaper at my college, which was University of Utah, and we had a really great time at the campus paper office. I was one of the daily reporters, and I had a salary, and I had to turn in stories almost every day, and I was covering what was going on campus and interviewing professors and also covering some news. So that was a really good experience, just learning how basically to crank it out on a deadline, and also learning how much I loved being part of that environment.
Awesome.
So my first jobs, as you mentioned, were in advertising. Mm-hmm. I was a copywriter. I really enjoyed the creativity of advertising, and worked at J. Walter Thompson, New York. Also worked at some regional ad agencies, and ended up getting interested in film. I was doing some work in Utah and ended up going to the Sundance Film Festival and got involved with the festival and ended up being getting a PR job for Sundance Film Festival, and that was my first PR job. I was the press liaison working with filmmakers and major film critics, and that was pretty exciting. And while I was doing that, I applied to film school and got into Columbia. So I ended up getting my MFA in film. And yet, even after I went to film school, my first job out of film school happened to be a PR job. I just kept sort of falling into PR. And the job I got, my boss had a problem pregnancy, and a couple weeks after I got there, my boss at a big media company got bed rest. So I had to step into a higher role than I had been hired to do in PR at a magazine company, and just found that I really enjoyed it. And I went from there to FX, working in entertainment PR. And after that, I segued into journalism and was doing entertainment journalism. And that really was very useful to how I do PR today. Being on the other side of it, knowing what journalists need, what's helpful to them and what's not helpful, really informs how I do my job today. And in 2000, I almost took a job at the studios as in a writing role, but I really decided I wanted to do my own thing. And sometimes I've looked back on that and said, why didn't I get that job at Fox? But but it was partly for the freedom. I wanted to have some freedom with my schedule. I was going to have a family, and I just wanted to, I didn't want to work the really, really long hours that are required for that. So I launched Press Kitchen, and I started out working for the studios using a lot of the contacts that I already had from my days as a reporter. And I was writing press kits and media kits and all kinds of materials for the studios. That's the first thing that I was doing with Press Kitchen. It's a lot more today, just a full-service PR agency, but that's how it started out, was mostly studio work for the studios, and which was fun. One of my big values has always been to not have a boring job. So doing entertainment PR has always been really interesting and kind of exciting to me.
That's great. And so now with Press Kitchen, is this a big focus in terms of clients that you're looking for? Do you like to stay within the entertainment realm, or what types of clients have you sort of segued into helping?
We do a variety of things. I think every agency, in order to be successful, should be diversified. And I've been very consciously diversifying my agency for about maybe 8 years. We started out in entertainment. We got into clients that are advertising related, creating things for brands, and also doing entertainment. And then about 6 years ago, I started getting into tech, and I opened a San Francisco office for a while. But then I ended up feeling that the Silicon Beach tech boom in Los Angeles was a great opportunity for us. And so we've been adding clients in the tech realm for a couple of years now.
Great.
And usually it's more entertainment technology, things like virtual reality, augmented reality, and artificial intelligence, data visualization, things where there's sort of a crossover between entertainment and tech.
Awesome. Any advice for any agency founders? I mean, especially, I know what it's like, working in LA and knowing that many of the junior people who will come to LA are looking for quote unquote entertainment PR jobs, or, hey, I just want to get into fashion or something like that. And I feel like everything is touching technology. And I look at these youngsters and I'm thinking, you have no idea that 5 years from now you're going to be forced into tech PR because everything now is touching tech. So how do you find that talent, retain them, and also get them interested in actually doing, tech entertainment or digital entertainment PR?
That's a really good question. I have to be honest with you, it's gotten harder because right now LA is booming, and there are a lot of opportunities in Los Angeles right now. And so what's happened in the recent year is when we offer somebody an internship, we sometimes have to wait a couple days to get an answer because they're weighing so many opportunities And at first I was very offended by that, but then I got used to it and just realized this is the new normal in Los Angeles, because there are tech companies and there are also big agencies that we are competing with as a PR boutique. And what we do very specifically is we offer a better internship, to be honest. We let people write. Every one of my interns gets to write a blog post that goes live and has their byline on it. We let them. They sit in on our meetings. We don't. I mean, at the big agencies, I've heard stories about, it takes them forever to be able to actually do hands-on PR work, such as, making a phone call to a journalist. We don't have them doing a lot of that, but we have them touching the real PR job and getting their feet wet on some real, getting some writing samples, seeing, how our workflow happens, learning to use the tools that we have some proprietary tools. We have a proprietary press release tracker that we use, things like that. They get to get in and use them and really get a job experience. So, but that said, I am a little picky about who I take. There's certain schools that train people a lot better than others.
Okay.
So I have,
and Virginia, I'm going to have you hold that thought. I would love to hear what your thoughts on the school stuff. So everyone, please stay tuned. We are here with Virginia Scripps. You are listening to Perfect Pitch Radio. I'm your host, Nicole Rodriguez, and we will be right back after this break.
A podcast or radio show on WS Radio is a great way to create content marketing. Turn prospects into customers into raving fans. Contact Wade at WSRadio.com or call 866-WS-RADIO.
The richness of your life is reflected in the shimmering elegance found at Diolune Design. One-of-a-kind jewelry and pieces from Cynthia Dillon in silver and gold help to express your unique personality. The flowing designs of her creations will empower the way you move throughout your day. Join us online at DIOLUNdesigns.com.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect.
One person has the power to change the world, impact millions of lives, and leave a legacy for lifetimes to come. That person is you. In the New York Times bestseller, What is Your What?, Steve Olsher, award-winning author and founder of the Reinvention Workshop, reveals his proven process that has helped thousands of men and women discover, share, and monetize the one thing they were born to do. Grab your free copy now at www.whatisyourwhat.com/free. That's www.whatisyourwhat.com/free.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of America's economy. Every Thursday, SBA Radio interviews industry professionals and is dedicated to provide small businesses with timely insights and innovations. Visit www.sbaradio.us for details.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers. At UPG Mobile Marketing Group, www.perfectpitchradio.com.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Perfect Pitch Radio with your host, Nicole Rodriguez.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Nicole Rodriguez, your host of Perfect Pitch Radio, also CEO and founder of NRPR Group. And I'm so excited to have Virginia Scripps, the CEO at Press Kitchen, here to talk to us about her agency. She shared a little bit about her background and how she really got started at a very early age, which is awesome, in entertainment and advertising, and somehow, some way kept getting put back into the PR world. It must have been fate. And now she's here as the CEO of her own agency, focusing a lot on digital entertainment and tech here in Los Angeles. And, Virginia, I can relate. It's not the easiest part of owning an agency, trying to find the right talent. I would have to say after 3.5 years, I am very proud of the squad that we have now at NRPR Group. Not only highly intelligent, but they work efficiently, very high vibes in terms of just happiness overall. And, sometimes it takes a little bit of experimenting with different personalities and worker types to see what chemistry actually comes together and makes it best. And I have to say that now, for the first time in NRPR history, I'm just like, I get it. I know exactly the type of person that works well at NRPR Group. And so now it's much easier for me in my mind to identify what that person is, what they look like in terms of energy and go-get-emness, right? But it's not the easiest, and sometimes resumes can be deceiving. So you were just getting into how there are certain schools that you will pay attention to most when it comes to people coming out of PR journalism schools. So I would love to hear your take on that and which schools you feel are I guess, getting these juniors ready for their professional careers the best.
Well, I mean, I'm not sure if I would want to call out the specific schools just because I wouldn't want to hurt anybody else's programs. I just find that I would advise all PR people who are hiring to really pay attention to the track record of the recruits from different places and see which ones consistently come in prepared to do, contribute a lot, because, sometimes an internship can actually be more work for us than benefit. If we don't have somebody who kind of gets it and has, we only take people who have big agency experience, that have had some experience at a major PR agency. So that narrows it down a lot, because we don't want to be their first experience in PR, because then we end up spending time explaining what PR is. And we want people who already know that, who've already used some of the basic PR tools and, come to us sort of able to contribute. So we not only look at their degrees, but also, do they have agency experience? And, like you said, personality is important, although I have to say I've had a range of different personalities that worked out. And sometimes somebody who really blows you away in the interview. I had this one person who was bubbly, just full of personality in the interview, and then didn't say a single word the whole internship.
Oh, wow.
It was really strange. So sometimes you have to just see how they actually work out day to day. And sometimes you'll be surprised by someone who may not have seemed quite like the right personality, but ends up doing a really, really great job. So we do have a number of employees who started out as interns who ended up, rising pretty quickly, and that's one of the benefits of a boutique PR agency is people can rise really fast if it's the right person. They can even skip over certain job titles and get to the next one faster than they would in a big agency structure. I believe that people who are pretty young can do a pretty good job at PR if you get the right person. So I'm a believer in letting, if I find somebody has the maturity, but their age is young, I will give them a chance to have client contact, et cetera, once they've been with us for a little while.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you're saying that your philosophy is hiring interns who have experience, which I actually agree with. We've tried the other way, being the very first for some people out of college, and it became a whole other job, really just explaining to them what the college should have done during their college years, right? And that is just really, really tough. I agree.
And we also need writing skills. That is, if you're going to let people be hands-on in PR, they have to be able to write pretty well, and that's another reason why you have to get them from good colleges that have a high standard for writing.
Yeah, and hey, and I'm gonna give a shout out. I'm gonna say I'd like to thank the University of Texas at Austin for two of the best writers, two of some of the best writers that I have at NRPR Group. So, I just can't say enough about our Katie and Alex, both who are extremely sharp, very good writers, and I'm blessed to have them on the team. We also have other great writers on the team. I mean, that's like basically number one. If you can't write, there's a lot of just patience that goes out the window, I would say. And personally, we hired at first, like you said, some people who would be, they seemed eager and great, like they would make it happen. And then we would spend so many hours editing everything that they would do that even their energy levels dropped because they're like, dang, I can't do this right, and it's like, it's unfortunate, but it's like anyone who's listening, who's actually in college right now, study now. Become a good writer now. Even if in your courses you don't feel like you're getting what you need in order to really sharpen your writing skills, do homework outside of class. Take extra classes, whatever you need to do, because especially in PR, being a great writer will guarantee you longevity in this profession as long as you have a good attitude, right? So, because otherwise, if you can't write, oh my gosh, it's just going to be painful for you.
I would add to that, which is related, is detail-oriented. I can't even tell you how many resumes are thrown out from the cover letter having typos and errors. Mm-hmm. So as boring as it is, a grammar course, 10 grammar courses, however many
100.
so that your agreement, for instance, you don't, I'd say that's a really common thing that I encounter is, and it's unfortunate that you'll find a good writer who's good at the job, but they'll have problems with their agreement or, just sort of super basic grammatical things that I find it embarrassing to be in a position of having to teach them.
Yeah.
They should know that if they're going into a career in PR.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I couldn't agree more. I would say that, a positive attitude, a strong work ethic, and amazing writing skills really are, essential parts of, the recipe for a great PR person. So yeah, no, I'm with you on that, and hopefully other people are taking note, especially the junior people in our profession. So, another question for you, right? So obviously we only have a couple more minutes till we go into our next commercial break. So a short answer on, maybe a junior person that you had trained with great writing skills who was able to, just create and forge great media relationships right away. What was it that made that person able to do that?
There's a person on my staff like that right now who's very young and is doing, a job that normally probably people who are 5 years older than she do. And the reason why is because she just has a maturity and sort of a relaxed demeanor when she comes to people with stories. It's just very, polished, and she's not pushy, but just very polite and pleasant to talk to, and her manner of communicating with them it's not over the top, lots of exclamation points. I feel like some journalists just wince because the PR people are just too perky. I think more of a sort of mature and pleasant and, for lack of a better word, chill. I mean, we are in Los Angeles, and, if you can sort of make the experience relaxed for people and just be really well informed at the same time. Like you're not beating them over the head with something. Instead, you're bringing them something that's intelligent and thoughtful, and you're somebody who's pleasant to talk to and respectful.
I love that. And hold that thought.
We approach journalists, it is their prerogative to turn down our story.
Virginia, hold that thought, my dear. We're about to go into our next commercial break, and we definitely want you to share these, final tips with people. So everyone, please stay tuned. You're listening to Perfect Pitch Radio. I'm your host, Nicole Rodriguez, and we will be right back with more tips from Virginia Scripps.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.
Take a break from politics. Tune in and learn something. WS Radio shows are worth your time and are filled with tips and advice. Add us to your lunch routine, and we'll give you a meal for your mind.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect.
Attention business owners. If you feel like your business owns you and want to grow your company and get your life back, then get the Scale Toolkit at ScaleYourBusinessToolkit.com. Created by Wall Street Journal bestselling author David Finkel and Priceline.com co-founder Jeff Hoffman, this free collection of 36 videos and PDF tools will help you build a business, not a job. Go to ScaleYourBusinessToolkit.com today and learn how to work less by getting your business to produce more.
Small businesses are the lifeblood of America's economy. Every Thursday, SBA Radio interviews industry professionals and is dedicated to provide small businesses with timely insights and innovations. Visit www.sbaradio.us for details.
If you heard that sound, you probably are eligible for insurance from Navy Mutual, insuring the men and women of the Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard. Here's what one policyholder, retired Navy Commander Thomas Dade, had to say.
Navy Mutual is the best insurance decision I ever made. I wish you had a savings plan available that earned the rates my Navy Mutual insurance has been earning.
Navy Mutual Aid Association, started by military members in 1879, serves active, reserve, and retired military today. Navy Mutual honors our military by providing them affordable life insurance with the features they need without fine print, sales fees, or military service restrictions. Value, integrity, trust, and stability are the cornerstones on which our commitment to you and your loved ones are built. Call Navy Mutual at 1-800-628-6011 or NavyMutual.org for your personal life insurance plan consultation. 1-800-628-6011 or NavyMutual.org. Navy Mutual, insuring those who serve.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Perfect Pitch Radio with your host, Nicole Rodriguez.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm your host of Perfect Pitch, Nicole Rodriguez, also CEO and founder of NRPR Group. This is the halfway mark for our show. So for those of you who are just now joining us, and possibly for the first time, Perfect Pitch was created to help PR and marketing pros really step up their game when it comes to best practices. Twice a month, I'll speak with either a PR agency founder or a member of the media, sometimes someone who has straddled both, which today's guest actually has. Our guest today is Virginia Scripps, who is the CEO at Press Kitchen here in Los Angeles. And Virginia has shared a lot of insights when it comes to being prepared for your first job in PR, being a good professional in our industry in general, honing in on your writing skills, and really being chill when it comes to pitching media, but also very, very professional, which I absolutely agree with. I think there's a certain level of energy that should come from pitches, especially when, you are excited about them, but that doesn't come with 20 exclamation points. We shouldn't be, like 13-year-old teenagers who are like, oh my God, I have the best news, 20 exclamation points. It's more like, I have something for you that I'm excited to share, possibly. Sometimes that, but you have to think about media. Everyone has different personalities. You're going to get, some who are just a little bit more reserved than others. And then clearly, as you build relationships, you're going to learn their energy levels as well. You're going to learn how to speak with them. And that's where relationships really, really come into play. I know some of my homies where on the media side, we've been friends for years, and I can text them before I send them a pitch like, yo, dog, got something in your inbox for you, like something funny, knowing their personality that meshes with them. But there are certainly some that I would never say that to, right? So I think you definitely have to adapt, but it's always safe. Keep it professional, keep it informed, well-written, and with a good level of energy, not over the top. Am I right in saying that, Virginia? Would you agree?
Yes. Yes, I mean, the person I was talking about who's so young, who's able to do pitching so well, always has, when I say pleasant, I mean she's always laughing, and, is just kind of a lovely person in person, and so that comes through. And there's no lack of enthusiasm. It's just, I think I've always had a little caution about the exclamation points because I was on the journalism side. I was on the journalist side, and what I was looking for from pitches was just super useful. Stories that were really ready to go, things that were really fleshed out and informed. There's nothing a journalist hates more than somebody with shallow knowledge of what they're pitching, and they'll catch you on it right away. They'll catch you right away.
Yeah. No, and hey, I hope everyone at NRPR is listening. This is the reason why I tell them, do your homework. I'd much rather you study our client and a journalist before you even send one pitch than try to send something that sounds like something I would say because I'm coming from a place of knowing the client or something and they're just guessing and regurgitating what I'm saying. It's just like studying in college. You need to know the subject. It's really, really important because should a journalist pick up the phone and call you, which can happen, you send an email pitch and what if they want to know right away and you're on the phone like, I just sent you a pitch. Like, no. It comes with doing your homework. Do the homework outside of class. If you don't understand it, ask, me or, right, I'm assuming, Virginia, you're very open if someone wanted to ask you about a client before they go and they actually pitch something. And a lot of what we're working with, even on the tech side, isn't rocket science, right? You can read and study it. It is knowledge that's attainable. So do the homework.
Well,
correct?
we work with some visual effects companies that are pretty deep tech. We have one that's doing like AI, artificial intelligence work, data visualization for the government, like some of which is top secret. So it is a super high technology, some of our clients. And it's our job to translate that into, normal person speak. So, I mean, there are some calls that get pretty dense, but it's our job to make sense of it and, make it just clear and somewhat simple, actually, in how we're explaining the technology.
Yeah, breaking it down, taking it from tech to human. And even when you're dealing with the most techie of writers, obviously knowing how to talk the talk is important, but really knowing how to break down the story in human terms is everything, right? It needs to be quick. Most journalists are working fast. They don't want to have to dig through 7 paragraphs to find the angle of the story you're trying to pitch. Just getting straight to the point. That comes with knowledge and studying the client.
Yeah, and I think in tech, one of the main things you're trying to do is explain why this is different than 20 other things that have been pitched to them.
Sure.
Because there are a lot of Me Too tech startups. And so your very first item of business is to figure out how your client is different and why they're not, because they'll come back to you and say, we already wrote about somebody who was doing that thing last year, Right. So you have to come up with why this one is different from what they've already written about.
Exactly. Yeah, no one wants to write a Me Too or a exact same story that they wrote last year. Are there new data points? Has there been growth? Are there new people entering the market? What is it that your client is doing that's new and different that's going to affect the way people are perceiving the industry now? I think all of that is really important, and that just comes with, again, studying, doing the homework, and feeling good about the pitch that you send out. So good that if the journalist wanted to call you, you could riff about it over the phone. And if you didn't know every single answer, knew how to intelligently tell them, you know what, that's a great question. If you give me a few hours, I could probably get that answer for you, or possibly just get my client on a call for 15 minutes if you need, more information. Again, people just want to work with people who are, highly intelligent and also pleasant to work with, right? It always baffles me why there are people who literally just hate people who want to get into PR because they think that, maybe they can hide behind a computer. I'm like, why did you get in this profession exactly?
Yeah,
right?
When I was a reporter, I had PR people occasionally who weren't nice. They were, and I was just thinking, wait, isn't it your job to be nice to me? I'm a reporter who can greenlight your story. Why are you being rude to me and pushy in a, I do have it's my prerogative whether I'm going to run this story or not. And, you should know that. You should always be aware of that and respect that,
yes. Respect. You know what? I tell people, without the media, we in PR actually would not have jobs. Yes, I understand we can do things outside of just pitching media, right? Like helping with overall messaging and, a company's narrative. But when it really comes down to it, what people hire us to do is work with media on their behalf to get these stories. And if you are not being nice to media, if you're not being resourceful, if you are being a pain or rude, you're going to ruin that relationship. That's the second part of PR, public relations. It's relationship building on a company or person's behalf. And I think more people need to be conscious of that because, I'm thankful for our media friends.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah,
and so there was something on this list about doing something wrong and learning from it. We years ago we had a client that had never done PR before, and frankly, I think all of us could say, we've had clients, these startup people may not have ever had any experience doing PR before, and we had a situation. Thankfully, this was years ago, where the client had us release something that wasn't fully ready to be released by their client, which was a huge international brand. And I got a call from the international brand. We were able to do damage control, and after that we really, at a cellular level, realized it's our job to educate our clients to get the right clearances. And, it's a legal matter. It's our legal. We have a legal stake in making sure that we don't do anything that we're not authorized to do. So some of these startups are pretty green. They may even ask you, knowing that they don't have permission, they may ask you to release something. Because they want the attention and they don't want to wait to get permission, or maybe they're not being given permission to talk about something. But that's a risk that I, as my agency will not take.
Good for you.
We're a legal entity as well.
Yes.
And we don't want to do anything that's not, a release is a legal matter. You're legally releasing something to the media. So you always have to just keep that in mind.
That is a really good point. We are going to be going into another break, so I might have to hold on my thoughts there when it comes to pushing back on clients and doing it respectfully, because I think there is a time and place where that's needed. So, Virginia, really great point. Everyone, please stay tuned. We will be right back after this break. I'm your host, Nicole Rodriguez, and I can't talk. And because I can't talk, we're just going to go into this break. Virginia, we'll be right back.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. VinVillage connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. VinVillage is where wine lovers connect.
You've heard me talking about Progressive Medical Center. They have helped me feel my best. And Dr. Gully, tell us a little bit about integrative medicine. Why is that such a big deal at Progressive Medical Center, and how can that make me feel better?
Integrative medicine is just good medicine. It's combining the best of traditional medicine, nutritional medicine, natural medicine, and really helping the patient get to the root cause so they can take control of their health and really make an impact to improve not only their energy, their vitality, and just their overall outlook on their health and their life.
I procrastinated for a long time before I finally made an appointment. So why should someone not delay and go ahead and get set up and come see you guys?
Any journey begins with that first step, and that first step means making a decision to recognize that there's something wrong with you. Whether you have fatigue, inappropriate weight gain, not sleeping well, not concentrating, all of these issues, you can get to the root cause.
So many of us here at The Fish have gotten help from Progressive Medical Center. So why don't you find out more from them today? Go to progressivemedicalcenter.com.
This is your life. Live it well.
You take your smartphone almost everywhere you go. Now WSRadio.com can be there too. Search WS Radio in the Play Store for your Android devices or iTunes for Apple, and download the WS Radio application. WSRadio.com, on your phone and in your ear everywhere you go. Download the WS Radio application. Do it now. It's very easy. WSRadio.com.
Attention business owners. Does it feel like your business owns you? See if you qualify for a free 90-minute business coaching session to help you build a business, not a job. During this free 90-minute strategic consultation, one of our senior coaches will help you map out the best way to grow your company and get your life back. To learn more, go to MauiMasterminds.com/scale now. That's MauiMasterminds.com/scale now.
Talk to me.
Information, news, and entertainment on demand.
WSRadio.com.
Welcome to Perfect Pitch Radio with your host, Nicole Rodriguez.
Hey everyone, welcome back. I am your host of Perfect Pitch Radio, Nicole Rodriguez, also CEO and founder of NRPR Group, officially untongue-tied, as most of you guys would be happy to hear if you were listening to the third part of our show. I was like, why can I not talk? I think I need another cup of coffee. But for those of you who are joining us, maybe just at this tail end of the show, I have really, really enjoyed our guest today, Virginia Scripps, who is the CEO at Press Kitchen here in Los Angeles. Virginia, we see eye to eye on so many things. I think being both of us just being founders of agencies, we can definitely relate on so many topics. And it's been wonderful having you on the show and just, hearing your insights, and hopefully everyone listening, especially junior media, our PR people who are getting into our industry and learning how to work with media. We were just talking about, relationship building and, learning from mistakes, what we do with clients, and sometimes things that they ask us, especially if they are first-time CEOs and don't quite understand the art of PR, because it is an art form. When it's done right, it can be extremely powerful. And it can also be destructive, right? So to Virginia's point, for those of you guys who are just joining us, she was just talking about how oftentimes we as PR agency people will bring on clients who might have a new sort of entity, maybe a new initiative. They've never really worked with PR before. They don't have the patience to wait for permission. And then they come to us and say, let's release this to the media. And Virginia, I'm with you 100%. If your name is at the bottom of that press release, whether that's your company or not, right? It might just be your client. It's still your responsibility to make sure that you're doing things professionally and also, I would say, legally, right? And that we are not going to go to the table and even get our clients in trouble. I think that's important. Our clients hire us to also give them good advice. And if you are a PR agency owner or a PR person who is just going to allow the client to tell you what to do every time, you're not even doing that client any justice. It is better to push back when you know that you're protecting them than to just go along with it and get you both in trouble. Am I right in saying that, Virginia? Do you agree?
Yes. And, some of the founders of some of the startups are definitely younger than I am, and, frankly, need some advice on when to do things and, how to properly do things so that they can be effective and not ruffle any feathers or cause legal problems.
Absolutely. Or not just that, but cause issues with media down the road. If you're just hot and heavy to announce something just for the sake of announcing it, knowing that one, maybe your product isn't ready, or two, it's not ready for prime time, you've got to be patient. And oftentimes these new agency founders think that they can take their company from zero to Forbes overnight. If you don't have funding, and it's like, I'm in my friends and family round, but hey, this technology is really amazing. I'm sure it is, but you've got to prove yourself. Hundreds and hundreds of new startups are popping up every single day, and so it becomes competitive. And so they need to know that the PR sort of program that they're putting in place is a long-term play. It's not a one and done and all of a sudden you're famous. You've got to keep going, keep pushing, and you got to be okay with taking some of the smaller fries before you get to Forbes. There's a reason Forbes doesn't just cover everyone. They're Forbes.
Yeah.
They have certain standards that even the companies that they mention need to meet, right?
Yeah, and I think you probably, Nicole, and have gotten to this place as well, where, you know, I'm sort of vetting potential clients a bit as well, because, you know, we have to manage expectations, and then we have to see what the response is from the potential client. And if they just sort of don't want to hear reality, or if they keep questioning the value of PR, and not seeing the value of PR, we'll just move on, because there are a lot of people who really value what we do and who are super thankful for our services and who think that we are killing it. And we, you know, they're trying to convince somebody the value of PR is not my job. They need to already value it.
I adore you for saying that. I think that is literally one of the reasons why I won't take clients as well. If I'm going to sit here for hours and hours to convince you that you should just be bringing PR in general, then that means that in your heart you don't believe in it, and that just means that you're going to be a pain in the butt to me, because no matter what we do, you are not going to. Yeah, it's just never going to be good enough. And yes, we've learned that the hard way, because it's like you see a product that you believe in, or you see a project that you know you could just absolutely kill it in, and so you take it on because you believe in it, and then the CEO or maybe the CMO, whoever it is your point person, is just not convinced and wants more, and it's like you have no idea what we're even starting for you, and then you can tell right away they're just not going to be successful. And they're not going to appreciate it. And they're going to, well, I can just do this with social media. Right. Okay, well, why don't you go do that then? Good luck with that.
I have a specific story about that. So we had an Australian company that had a product that I really believed in. There was a really, really clear difference between that product and everything else that was out there, and I was fired up about it. And we worked on their launch. We worked on it for, I think, 6 months plus, and ended up getting them. They were based out of another country, and we did their U.S. launch, and we got them into the Wall Street Journal, not only with the story, but also a video that was all earned media, and Parenting Magazine, and then a ton of mommy blogs, because it was a product that was, you know, mostly purchased by, we felt, you know, moms. And Parenting Magazine, you know, so we were super proud of the placements that we got for it, and the client actually was complaining about the Wall Street Journal.
No.
And I just, at that point, I just felt like, you know, in the United States, getting a company, a foreign company that no one's ever heard of, into the Wall Street Journal is just, it's worth, you know, tens of thousands of dollars, that placement, in, you know, awareness that just has been created for your brand. So, you know, at that point I just felt like, well, you know, if the Wall Street Journal is not going to make you happy, you know, maybe you need to try something else.
Right. Yeah. I mean, are you kidding me? We have so many clients that are like, Wall Street Journal, Wall Street Journal. It's like,
oh, I know.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, but you know what? You win some, you lose some.
And it was a great product, though. And
yeah,
I don't regret working on it, because I'm proud of what we got for that, you know?
Yeah, no, and you know what? I'm proud of you, too. I don't know what it is, and I'm sure it was fantastic. And I'm really proud of you, Virginia, because I know how hard it is, right?
If you have a foreign client, they may not understand the U.S. media. They may not understand the value of certain outlets. You know, to everyone in the United States, that would have been obvious. But sometimes I feel people who aren't from the United States may not understand the cachet of certain media outlets here.
Sure. Yeah, no, I totally get it. And I think that with the work that we're doing, we work so darn hard for our clients, and often harder than they think, right? And sometimes harder than what they're paying us to do in some cases, where it's like, oh man, we know we've worked a little over that retainer. But, you know, anyway, well, that's the end of this whole show, and I'm so sad. Virginia, I talked to you for hours.
Thanks,
we need to
Nicole.
meet in person. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us with Perfect Pitch Radio. I'm your host, Nicole Rodriguez, and Virginia, you've been amazing. Same to you, dear, and take care. Bye-bye.
A podcast or radio show on WS Radio is a great way to create content marketing. Turn prospects into customers into raving fans. Contact Wade at WSRadio.com or call 866-WS-RADIO.
Kinja Dixon was crowned the #1 sales executive through hard work, deep thinking, and the revelation of universal talk laws. He now wants to share these lessons with you. Universal talk laws are what you need to know and use in business and at home to have successful and effective conversations. Kinja Dixon shares his wisdom, action plans, and wealth. Each book comes with a chance to win $10,000. Find Universal Talk Laws at KinjaDixon.com. On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hi, Scale listener. This is David Finkel, co-host with Jeff Hoffman of Scale Your Business. I wanted to let you know that our newest book, Scale, was just released and to encourage you to get your copy. The book will give you 7 proven principles to grow your business and get your life back. If you've ever wanted to grow your business, but held yourself back from fear that it would take over your life, then we urge you to get your copy of Scale today. It'll give you a proven roadmap for rapidly growing your business while also gaining more personal freedom. Scale will help you work less by getting your business to produce more. Scale is for every entrepreneur who ever wondered if they really own their business or if their business owns them. Get your copy online or at your local bookseller. For more information, visit us online at scaleyourbusinesstoolkit.com. That's scaleyourbusinesstoolkit.com.
Controversy and conversation to upset the status quo. A no-holds-barred exploration and obliteration of the limits of possibility. Join me, Steve Olsher, and my rambunctious crew on Reinvention Radio, where each week we scour the planet to bring you the world's foremost social, business, political, technology, and scientific disruptors who challenge the accepted and forge daring, cutting-edge paths. That's Reinvention Radio, where normal comes to die and mediocrity meets its final demise.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.